cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everything doing? How's it going?
It is gone.
It feels like we haven't been here forever.
I know. It's been like months
It's crazy.
since you've been here.
That's what it feels like.
Adam and I were here.
You guys were here.
Yeah.
Holding down the fort.
Oh, yeah. Holding up the fort.
Holding down the fort.
Atlas.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me while I shrug. Okay.
I've been given a new nickname.
Really?
Conspiracy Santa.
Yes.
And
yes,
you know where I
are.
got that from?
You Facebook?
No, it's funny. That's real funny. No, that the new movie that came out. God, I know you don't like it on Amazon, but it's the oh my God.
That thing.
Did you use sanitizer before you said Amazon and then touched me? No, you didn't. No.
No, I actually wiped my butt. No, I'm just kidding.
It was pretty much the same thing.
Oh my God. It'll come back to me. Anyway, it was
Eventually.
where Chris Pratt had to go into the future. Tomorrow War or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a really good movie.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll watch it. No, I can't watch it. Never mind.
I didn't expect it to be. I didn't expect it to be as
I'd
good.
seen something
it's not
about
Chris
it,
Pratt. It's not Chris Pratt.
It's the other guy.
Star-Lord.
Yeah. Chris. No, not Chris Helm. Hemsworthy. Yeah.
Tomorrow
no,
War.
whatever.
It is. Here it is.
What's his name?
The Tomorrow War. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Chris Pratt. It is Chris Pratt.
It is Chris Pratt. Yeah, I
Really
saw
good.
the ads for
I didn't
it.
expect
I thought it
it.
looked kind of cool.
And I know we
Yeah.
normally I ask if you guys did or did not tech, but this kind of. I didn't expect it to be any good.
Yeah.
Just to be honest with you.
Sure. Yeah.
And it wound up being really good.
Well, that's cool.
I've watched it 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I watched The African Queen,
But it is on Prime.
which I've never seen.
It is on Amazon Prime, sorry.
Yep. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I mean, talk about low tech. I mean, when I wasn't busy laughing at the bad miniatures, I was cringing at the horrible acting in The African. Humphrey Bogart is not a great actor.
Okay, so it's funny you say that. And again, it's not tech at all. This is more like nerd talk
It's
stuff.
still weekend.
But I started watching all the old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are absolutely, you're like, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
There were practical effects, practical sets,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards, right? And then you go back and you start watching some of them and you're like, how did that become a
Lord.
classic? That is horrible.
Yeah. And that's what I was with African Queen. I'm like, okay, I'm settled in here for something great. And I'm like, okay, when does the great... Wait, that's the end of the movie and great never happened.
Right?
I mean, it's like, I can forgive Casablanca. That was made from a screenplay, or from a stage play.
Stage play,
which they completely rewrote constantly while they were filming it. But still came up with a damn good movie.
Yeah.
But no, African Queen was just over the edge.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was really
did
bad.
you know that it was actually, let's bring this around, it was part of the inspiration for the Jungle Cruise ride at Disney.
Yes, I did know that.
Yes. And so they've just remodeled the Jungle Cruise ride, including all kinds of new technology.
Well,
I brought the word back.
Not new technology. They just took out the offensive technology.
No, they added
the
audio
dumbest-
animated monkeys.
Oh, God. Well, I need to get some real monkeys. We've got plenty of them down there in Silver Springs, or up there in Silver Springs.
Ain't that the truth?
And actually,
that's
it's
the
because
problem.
of
They're real.
It's because of them. They're there.
Yeah. Really? What's the story?
Huh? That's all the Tarzans. That's Warner.
Oh, that's right. That's where they filmed the Tarzan movies.
Yeah.
And so they brought them in, and now they live wildly.
Yeah, and they will poop on you, and they will bite you, and they will eat you, and they will give you bad gonorrhea and herpes and everything else.
And that's medical tech. So there we have that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just, I'm a giving guy.
I have an idea.
What's that?
I'm going to ask Adam what he did this weekend,
Hey, Adam,
so that he gets a chance to talk.
I was just gonna sit here.
I'm making up for last week.
Working.
I'm not being here 2 weeks ago.
Believe it or not, I was playing the my Oculus Quest.
Oh,
God.
yeah, that's
So
right.
they had. I was looking through the games, and they had this game. Remember Streets of Rage?
Sorry, I had to fix microphones. It's a thing.
It's his
Remember
thing.
Streets of Rage? Double Dragon.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a great.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When you played that, Turtles in Time and stuff like that. So, anyways, those fighting games, they had one that was in VR, and the guys that made it used the same kind of spirit, the spirits like 8-bit style to
wow.
a degree, but it's like literally if you went from the side scroller and walked right in, and what it would be like if you were really there in first person view.
Wow.
And I'm sitting here punching and kicking people, and this is the most hilarious thing. And they have the the weird looking face every time you punch them and stuff, and it's just you have to see it to believe it. It was the greatest thing. It's all that nostalgia coming back and stuff, and then being in it. It's just like, wow, this is cool.
A lot of people don't realize just what an amazing workout you can get.
Oh, yeah.
With some of these games. I mean, I know with Jedi challenges,
Yeah.
you're in a lightsaber battle, and you are really working out, especially if you got Darth Maul in front of you. I mean, because he's pretty fast, and you are just bang, 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 and you're forward and back, and you're moving all over the place. It is a real workout.
Yeah.
And it's great because it's so entertaining while you're doing it. And I think that is a massive part of this market that they're really not capitalizing on that they should, that this technology can make exercising an enormous amount of fun.
I don't know if
Wait a minute, you don't find exercising fun?
No, well, it's, yeah.
No.
I love exercising.
You go right ahead.
You do that.
I love going to the gym.
Yeah,
I
indoors.
get up.
Indoors, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I get up, I get all dressed out right, and
Right.
I show up, and I drink coffee and watch all those guys work right out. And I am the best inspirational guy you'll ever get. You keep going, dude. You are doing awesome.
You've got
And I
this.
leave.
You've got
I've
this.
exercised because I've got my lungs exercised. I've walked around plenty of times, watching the Pilates, watching the squats, watching the stairs, and and cheering people on. I'm done. I'm good, man. Just saying.
That's exercise by osmosis. Osmosis-size.
Exercise is exercise.
The reason why we got it was because my wife wanted to play a game, Dance Central.
Yeah.
Originally.
Oh, okay.
So she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you need to play. So I'm sitting here playing it. In the Quest, the controllers can track your hand movement, your physical
Yeah.
hands, your fingers.
So
So you squeeze the trigger, then it knows that it knows it made you.
Right.
You close your palm. If
Right.
you leave if you tap it just a little bit, it knows that you move
It
your thumb
has
up
real
and down.
tactile.
Yes, and you move your thumb up and down
Yeah.
without touching the controller, and it knows you're moving your thumb.
Yeah.
So in the dancing game, you have to even have your hand position. If they're have fists, then you got to have fists in the game. If they're pointing, you got to
gotta
point
point in the game.
in order to get this. And I'm like, wow, this is like a whole new, feeling.
Yep. Right up there with maybe being monitored by radar to see
Yes.
how you're sleeping.
That's right. Every night.
I'm trying to segue.
okay, so hold on. So in a way, our
world.
virtual
Oh.
reality has become the replacement for the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Wii? As parents, we're all like, okay, fine,
Kids throwing their controllers through the
If
TV.
the kids will start, doing some
Exercising,
exercise, it's really a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's get that Wii.
Yeah.
We get it, and that lasted a whole 2 years, and that's it.
That long? Wow. Okay.
Ours we did pretty good because
Yeah.
we liked the bowling side. I love the bowling side, right? So it made you do stuff, and then we would box. Right?
Yep.
And then you would run the marathon. Like, remember they had the one thing that was like
Wii Sports.
track and field or something
Yeah,
like that.
those
And I
Wii
loved that
Sports.
thing. The more you did this, the faster you went because you're not running. So, but it lasted about 2 years in our house, and then after gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, they never came out with like a Wii. They never really kept up and upgraded and
Well, they did.
turned
They-
it into VR,
they did the
which
Wii
really is
U.
what they should have done.
Wii U.
Well, yeah, but it was
Wii
just
U.
a fancier version of the
U.
Wii we had.
It
so.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
And now they have the.
We became us, and us became nobody.
Pretty much. Yeah, so anyway,
But as I said,
so you know
way out
what?
of way.
Are
Go
you?
ahead.
I have a question. Are you an extremist? Everybody knows me now as Santa, as conspiracy Santa.
Well-
thanks to you. Great little meme.
what
John,
friends are
you're
for.
going to have to answer that question on Facebook.
Okay, so
Well, I have friends who are extremists.
did you get your notification?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get your
Oh,
notification?
yeah.
No, I haven't received the
I
notification.
haven't received one either. I'm like, oh, this is not good. Because everybody's like, have
Well,
you seen this new thing? And I'm like,
I also saw one meme
No.
that said, if you haven't received this notification, you're the friend that they are warning your others about.
that's, yeah. So Facebook has put out, is now sending messages to some users asking about potential extremist friends.
Yep. And how to report them and
All right,
how
so-
to
so what is-
counter them.
So what this says to me is obviously they're people that sit there and look at all your crap. They suck, and they want you to self-tattle on everybody.
Yep.
No, I'm not going to do that. No,
Well, you can't because you don't get the button.
I didn't get the button.
Poppy no snitch.
You don't get the
We
report.
get a badge saying extremist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Gaston.
Yeah.
It's a warning comes up. Oh, by the way, he's an extremist. Don't go
Wait. You're gonna get a badge. It's gonna say badge is gonna say snitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
top
it's like-
top rated snitch.
there. Yeah. God, yeah. There's two
No,
badges:
your
extremist
badge-
or snitch badge.
yeah. And your badge is actually just going to say, conspiracy Santa. And so
Conspiracy
that'll be
Santa.
very cool.
That literally was from that movie. And one of my nieces, she goes, "Oh my God, Uncle John, this is you." And I'm like, and then I went and looked at it and I watched it. And I guess I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But it's like in the very end where they get near to either win or lose. I'm not telling you. Either
Whatever.
one. The guy goes, "Oh, so it's just you, him, and conspiracy Santa." And it was like the full beard, and the beard had a hat on, and he's bald. I'm like, but I'll tell you who we'll talk about afterward. But the actor got jacked up because last time I saw him, he's always looked kind of frail, and he was in The Accountant, the head FBI or CIA, that
okay.
guy. He looked, but I guess in real life he's a big dude. Holy crap!
Stanley Tucci.
Is that who that is?
No, but I just think everybody should, celebrate Stanley Tucci. He's amazing.
Stanley Tucci.
He actually has a rap song about him now. It's pretty damn cool.
Right?
Yeah, Stanley Tucci's awesome. He was the doctor that created Captain AM.
J.K. Simons.
J.K. Simons.
Yeah.
JK.
J.K. Simons. So in here, if you look at him in there, he's kind of a frail looking dude, like he's got age. But in conspiracy, and as Mr. As they call him conspiracy Santa in the movie tomorrow, it's like, holy crap, that dude is like jacked.
Wow.
I'm not jacked. I'm too little. I've got a small frame. I'll never be a big dude. So
Sure
it
you
is
can.
what no.
You go right ahead.
No, I don't want to be.
I have a small frame.
Anyway,
but
so,
I've padded it out very nicely.
So while we were gone, when we were on vacation, and then it was the 4th of July holidays came along. I saw you guys slamming this next hour, and so there's a whole bunch of these that I'm trying to put in there as much as possible. But massive ransomware attack may impact thousands of victims. Now this was from Florida, right? So Florida
one of the
itself-
companies itself,
right,
was in
was Florida, and I kept watching it, and it was funny. First, it got put up. I think you put it up first.
Yeah.
And then Adam put up the next one, and then you put up. Oh my God, it's getting worse. It was just like one thing right after
It was like
another.
It was like the ransomware went viral.
Bam. That's brought to you by.
McAfee. Oh, he's dead.
But he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
He
No.
said he wasn't gonna. He never would do it. So
yeah,
there you go.
Murder by suicide. Yeah, exactly.
He got suicided.
He gets suicided.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man.
Another Epstein suicide in a locked cell.
But it's crazy. This has completely got out of hand.
Oh yeah, the ransomware. It's craziness at this point. I mean, because here's the thing. I mean, they shut down a grocery store with 800 locations with this ransomware in Europe, and it's one of these things where I can't even fathom making this many people suffer,
Right.
so that you can have some money. Okay, I mean, to do that, you really got to be Jeff Bezos. That's all I got to say on that one. But
Amazon. The ransomware
he's a
of
virus.
America.
But in this case, I mean, they are doing major damage to small businesses because that's who was using this software that got hacked, that opened up the back door. And to me, you want to. You always get these images that, these hackers, they're out there, they're members of Anonymous, they're fighting for the little guy. They're terrorizing the little guy.
Yeah, they are.
Okay?
Absolutely
The big guys
they
are the
are.
ones going, wait, we got a ransomware? Fine.
Right,
Stroke
right.
a check. We'll just raise prices. But your local grocery store, they can't just go, hey, we got ransomware, we're going to raise prices. Because you'll just go to the next grocery store, and they'll be out of business. And do they even think about the consequences? Yes, they do. And you know what? From what I understand, here's what they think. Well, it's their fault for leaving the back door open. Baloney. Just because somebody leaves
creed from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such crap. It is absolutely not the case. Just because somebody leaves, the back door of their house open doesn't mean you can go in and take their television.
Dang it. Just because
Thanks,
your girlfriend's
Adam.
laying out there half naked doesn't mean she won't have sex.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean you get to go into their house, change their locks, and relock.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's even better.
And you got to pay me to get in.
Yeah.
You want in your own house? You got to pay me.
Yeah. I'll sell you the keys.
No, officer, I have a key to the house right here. Their key doesn't work. I don't know what you're talking about.
I must be the resident. Look, I have their mail. I mean, my mail.
It is no. It's gotta come to a stop.
And the thing is, I don't know if you saw the press conference where Biden was being asked.
We're going to talk about that. That's
that's different. This is on the ransomware.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Where he had a press conference. He's saying, if it's coming from within your borders, it's basically your fault. And just the way he said it, the press all ended up laughing.
Until he gets hacked. If he ever gets hacked in his private stuff or his private servers, like Clinton's Clinton had her own private servers. He'll have his own private servers.
Yeah.
If those get hacked, guess what's going to happen? Oh, it'll be a thing then.
Well, it's funny as how they wrote the code to look out for if a computer or a system was running natively the Russian language.
Right.
It would bypass and not encrypt that system. Whoa. There's the fix, everybody.
Your
servers need to run.
Right. There's a
run Russian as a native language.
Cyrillic. Yeah.
So
wow.
So what we're gonna do, because we're gonna get off this for just a little bit, because we're gonna come back to it because you've mentioned the guy, right? But you're gonna talk about Getter.
Getter is
done.
Getter done. Gettr is a new alternative to Twitter.
Okay, so now we have Rumble.
Oh, Rumble is video. Doesn't count.
We have what's the other one?
You've got Parler. You've got Gab. Okay. Now there was supposed to be Frankly, and that has fallen away.
And then we have the new thing where the Trump did.
Now his was basically a blog. That's all that was. A blog where you could comment on what he wrote, and they canned that almost
everybody
immediately.
Everybody just thinks you can just create something.
Right.
And it just happens.
NRSC.
I don't know about that one.
Nerds News.
But I will say that Getter it's clean.
Is it better?
Is it better? Is it better with Getter?
Thing. Let me. If you look at the cabal of, let's take Twitter,
right,
Facebook and its related properties, and Google and their related properties.
Okay.
You take all those and put them together. If those are where you're getting your information, that includes Instagram, that includes YouTube.
Oh, geez,
okay,
you're an idiot.
You are malinformed. Okay, I will not say misinformed, but I will say malinformed. You are underinformed. Because I go over to Getter, and Getter is a lot cleaner than Gab. Gab seems to have just kind of devolved into
hate.
Meme war. No, not hate.
Oh, meme
wars? just
okay.
shallowness. Okay, and whereas the first thing I did when I opened up Getter this morning, I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, I had no idea that the Capitol Police. Now when I say Capitol Police, the Washington D.C. Capitol Police, why are they opening offices in California and Florida? Yeah, hello. Where did you see that on Twitter? Where did you see that on Facebook? Okay, it's nobody's out there with it, and if it is, it's being de-algorithmed. Okay, it might as well be delisted. And so there are things going on that you are not going to see and not going to know. Now, where I'm running into interesting situations is trying to figure out how to advertise and market on these channels because they do have loyal followerships. You can go out there, you can get followers, people will see your material. It is in many ways like the old days of Facebook, where if you posted something, they actually showed it to your friends.
Really?
Wow, I know, what a concept. And I have had, certain, comments and pieces that I've put out there that have just gone, wildly viral. They've done great. Parler in particular is very good at showing stuff. The problem with them is their metrics are off. Okay. I saw one guy, he's got 150,000 followers and he's showing 64 views, and he called them out on it. And he's like, why have I got 64 views with all these followers? And then I came back and I said, okay, I just checked your number now that I looked at it, and you're at 65. Congratulations. So it counted me. But then what was weird was like 5 more people responded to me. I went back up and looked, and it still said 65. So their numbers are off, but they're off in the right way.
Right.
I have been dealing with Facebook telling me that I've got 6,000 views I paid for, for something, and I got 0, and it's telling me I got 150 click-throughs, and yet my website says I got 0 click-throughs. So they are overstating their numbers, whereas a lot of these places, they can't count them fast enough. And it doesn't matter. What matters are your results. And if you're looking for a specific target market and you're finding your specific target market in a certain place, all that matters is what is your ROI on your advertising program. Are you making back money? I mean, I was listening to Danielle Leslie this weekend, and she has her own Facebook advertising program, and she spent $30,000 a month on ads. It was pulling in $130,000 in revenue. So what matters is where you hit your point of diminishing returns, and none of it actually is dependent upon the numbers they're telling you. None of it. Zip. Because what matters is how is your return on your money spent. And you have to be able to build in the tracking systems to do that, regardless of what channel you're coming from. Just finished building a site where we built 5 different landing pages.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It's the exact same landing page, but each different landing page is one for Twitter, one for Facebook, one for, each of the different major outlets has their own landing page, so we can track them when they hit.
Right.
And then we know which ones are doing and what the ROI is on those. I'm looking at a new software package that I'll probably be reviewing next week. Okay, that will.
We're on Get Her now.
Congratulations.
Because I got her done.
You get her done.
WeBeam TV.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thanks.
But that's how easy it is to set up and start running.
Yeah, well, you were gabbing.
Yeah. No. I see what you did there.
I'm funny.
Oh,
I got jokes.
Boy.
I got jokes.
He's here all week.
I'm here all week.
I know. I see his calendar right now in front of me.
I am all here.
The point is, whatever it is, it's clean and it looks pretty damn good. So I'm kind of excited about it.
On it?
I got to figure out how. Okay, that's the next thing. I mean, just getting in there, getting a feel for it was important.
Right.
And now it'll be, and it may be program specific for us. There may be some programs that'll be better on Facebook, and some that'll be better on Gab, and some that'll be better on Getter. Better on Getter. I like that. And I'm honestly, sitting here going, wow, I can't believe Twitter hasn't gone after them for some kind of copyright infringement because it ends in ter. Okay, yeah. Getter, Twitter, but it doesn't look like Twitter. Better and so, but it functions pretty well.
Okay.
So I was, and again, all of them have growing pains right now, horrendous growing pains, because there is a mass exodus from from the main platforms, because people are getting kicked off left and right. And I'm sitting here looking at these platforms and how they are going, well, we don't want these kinds of people and we don't want these kinds of people, so we're kicking them off. And what's going to be left is going to be basically a joke, because it is going to become more and more, it's going to distill itself down
Right.
to where they become irrelevant. You know you can't go there. The memes are already flying, okay? If it's been banned from Facebook, you know it's true.
That is true.
And so at that point, I mean, their track record is 100% wrong. And so it's getting there to the point where if you're getting if you know you can't get the real news there, it's like tuning into Pravda.
Right.
And going, yeah, I really am going to get the truth out of this thing.
Right.
You know? I mean, they run into that to a low-level extent in the UK with the BBC. Everybody's like, yeah, well, let me go ahead and pull up some private news so I can see what the government doesn't want me to know. Okay? Because sometimes that's the truth. So, there you go.
All right, so we're going to move over
That's
to
what we got.
Adam.
What's next? Adam.
Adam!
Oh, good. I can go to sleep now.
Yeah.
Because you're going to talk about chips and...
No, he's actually going to talk about, he's talking about how Biden signs a new order cracking down on big tech.
Yes, the big tech.
Yeah, I kind of care.
Yeah, you kind of care.
It's kind of a big
Well,
deal.
it's kind of, they're kind of locking down on Amazon and Facebook for basically buying up all their little competitors.
Yeah.
And or seeing something that they may, they're either growing in numbers. For instance, how Facebook saw Instagram. You know, hey, let's grab it just because it doesn't, and WhatsApp, let's grab it because just because, it's not like, most of the world uses WhatsApp to communicate without having to pay for, extra long distance and, cell services and things like that. So, they just grab it up, and then sometimes, these big companies, they either crush the competition, just make the whole service disappear.
Exactly.
I can tell you some examples, for instance, how big tech companies, even cell phone companies, for instance, buy up a competitor and just destroy it. Back in the day, there used to be a service called WiMAX.
Okay.
I remember WiMAX.
And it was a 4G LTE service that supported just internet service.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of time, computers were coming out with, SIM card slots, and you were able to have a WiMAX modem built into your computer. And there was a company called Clear. They were strictly an internet company. They ran off of Sprint towers, basically, MVMO, and they resold internet service. And you could have a home router. You could plug it in. You'd have Wi-Fi in your house, or you can even have a regular LAN network.
Yeah.
And Sprint literally bought the company and then just crushed it and destroyed it, and did not even offer a competing service to help replace the customers that were there. They just ended the service.
Right.
And it was ridiculous.
Bought it and killed it.
Yeah, bought it and killed it. And what's also happening is, you have a lot of corporations and big companies, for instance, John Deere, Apple, things like that.
Yeah.
And the whole reason why this was signed over as so much was because of John Deere. But this is something like in my world, the repair world, that we've always been looking for, is the right to be able to repair your devices. For instance, Apple and a lot of other companies, they hold their hardware.
We were going to put that article in.
That is a second article.
Yeah. Oh.
But that's not actually part of Biden's protections.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
It was a whole. It was a whole gamut.
It's a whole nother bill, actually.
Well, they signed everything as one.
Yeah. The fair repair bill is something else. Yeah.
But that's basically where everything's going, and everything's being locked down by software.
And I think when I see the unfair competition part, I didn't realize it's like, when they do this stuff and they crush a small company, and they do. I mean, diapers.com is the best example I've ever seen, where, Amazon came in and said, here's what we're going to offer you, or we're going to kill you.
Right.
I mean, literally, it's like the mafia coming in going, it'd be a real shame if something happened to your window.
You did it pretty well.
I mean, it's
I gotta say, it's pretty good here, bud.
The teams from Instagram and other companies that were brought into Facebook to keep working on their
that's
product.
Great.
And they did, but that's their it happens in every tech company. Yeah. They come to realize that their plans for the future of the software is no longer theirs anymore.
No.
And what they thought was going to happen is not going to happen. What
they thought they were building is not going to happen.
And now the big corporations saying, no, you're going to do it this way, this way, this way. And you got all these team leaders leaving.
Yeah.
Leaving. The original people that developed
Yeah.
the software, they leave, and they just let the software sit there and do whatever and become their own, platform for advertising revenue.
Exactly, and that's all it is.
That's all it becomes.
Yeah, I mean, all they're doing is looking to maximize. And you know what? I'm okay with that. But so invent a competing product to do that.
Yeah.
Do not coerce your competition into selling to you. And that's where the real insidious part of this is. And this is what I'm hoping they can figure out how to block. This is why they want to carefully review the mergers. Because if I got in there, I would have, and let's just imagine I was on the Senate committee to review these large mergers. I would have shot down that diapers.com deal in a heartbeat because they were coercing them into selling.
Yeah.
And that is not practical business. And I'm sorry. I mean, it's not often I'm on the same page as the Biden administration, but in this case, they have brought to light a whole lot of problems and according to their analysis, which is worth, the pixels it's written on,
Right.
It's costing the average worker about $5,000 a year in lost wages because instead of working for a startup where everybody's getting paid what they're worth and they're busting their butts and they're winning and they're getting stock options, they're working in warehouses for $12 an hour. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're getting.
I think the government and everybody's kind of they kind of take a blind eye to tech when it comes to stuff on the internet, the tech world itself, because to them it's not Kodak buying out Polaroid or somebody, something like that. They don't see the, what the company is really doing. They just, they know they go to the internet and then they get this. They don't know the services that are being provided by different companies.
No.
So to them, they don't understand it. And the same thing when it comes to, movies and TV.
Yep.
Look at all the cell phone companies, AT&T buying out, Disney buying out all these other companies.
Right.
Publishing
world. We have 5 publishers left in America. Mm-hmm. We're down to 5 book publishers.
You don't want to self-publish on Amazon?
Wasn't Amazon was
Is that one of those 5?
No. I'm talking
Trigger?
about real publishers, okay, not self-publishing. I'm talking about, the random, even I just got an email, okay, Penguin and had merged with Random House. Now, they are all merging because of Amazon.
Yeah.
Because Amazon is kicking their butts, taking their market share, and stealing 30% and dictating to them what their prices will be.
You want to get ready for this?
No.
Here's a quiet thing that's happening, but it's happening very quietly without money involved.
What's that?
Microsoft is pulling in Android, which also they're pulling in the Amazon marketplace. All the apps.
Yeah.
There's something going on there. And there's obviously they don't have enough developers developing for the store.
Yeah.
Right.
But of all storefronts to go out and reach out to and grab, this is.
But I'm
imagine
sorry.
if
All we're doing is concentrating.
Do you imagine
we're
if
concentrating
Amazon
more power?
Ran the Microsoft operating system as you're doing your Excel spreadsheet? And they notice you start typing in something. Do you sure you want to add this to your cart?
Oh God.
No.
And
I'm working on a crap.
And Microsoft is getting ready to buy. Oh, what was it? Give me 2 seconds. I can get there. I swear to God.
It's okay. We can stall. We have elevator music for right now.
Microsoft is getting ready to buy. Cybersecurity company Risk IQ.
Okay.
Yeah, you know why?
So they can make it easier to get in your crap.
No. Because Microsoft is doing 2 things. They want to get into the role of being your MSP, managed service provider.
Right.
So they will manage your computer. And they've also tried to get into hardware as a service, which kind of really messed up a lot of their OEMs. But basically, you can literally, if you sign up for a Microsoft Office 365 account as a business, you can purchase a computer directly through them They send you a computer. It already has your account and domain information set up. You log in, you do what you need to do, send it back when your lease is done. But it includes your Office 365 account. It includes your Azure.
So are you allowed to put any of your own software on it?
Oh yeah, you can. But just remember that everything's handled through. They basically control and also
They see it.
They see it. They have full control over it. They have. You
aren't Hunter
you're
Biden.
getting their services, including if something happens, to your computer, they'll go in there. So that's.
But I don't want them interfering because, say if I went and said, okay, I'm going to lease a computer to you, blah blah blah, and I'm going to put my streaming software, I have to have the control to turn that crap off, or it will lag my stream.
Well, you wouldn't be wanting to buy a computer as a service through them because this is more for business, business related.
Yeah,
services,
standard.
Standard stuff.
The standard kind of thing that gets hacked for ransomware.
Yeah.
The not
Regular
what you're
workstations.
Doing, John.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah. So this right here, they're doing this because they're going to integrate something into Windows eventually.
Right.
Probably right into their Windows Defender feature.
Well, and we were just talking, last week or the week before about the security chip that they're building into their hardware.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that chip, then you can't download the uploads or the updates.
Yep.
You can't download the uploads.
Windows 11 is not
So
fully
I
compatible.
speak tech.
they're going to go back. Okay, so the way we built systems back in the 80s and 90s, right, is if you had a specialized software,
right, with bear
You need
claws
that
and
code
stone
processor.
tools.
you had to have that dongle that plugged into the back, the LPT1 port.
That's
Without it, your software would not work.
in a way, yes. They're using
So they're just gonna
hardware
build it onto the.
hardware encryption.
Yeah, it's going right on the motherboard.
Okay.
But I will forewarn you, they're talking about all this, BitLocker stuff, everything's great and stuff like that. You will not believe how many computers I've been recently been showing up with BitLocker being turned on accidentally by the consumers, not realizing what it is, and either not having a Microsoft account and not realizing that they still have to either print the decryption key or send it to their Microsoft account, which means that if something happens to their computer, a failed update,
Oh my!
a virus or something, and I have to do a data recovery and have to physically remove the hard drive, for instance,
Right.
Even a failing hard drive, and transfer the data, I can't without that decryption key.
Right.
I am screwed, and so is the client.
Yeah. I'm going to contrast that with the experience I had yesterday after finishing up working on a chicken coop. In the heat. Came in and sat down, and we have a new Apple TV 4K puck, which is about 50% thicker than the old one.
Yes, it is.
And
I thought you said something else, and you
I
said
did
puck,
too.
and I'm like,
what?
I said puck.
okay.
Like you to
Kids.
curse on air.
Damn straight. But it was just what an incredibly pleasant experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you plug it in, and it says, "Oh, do you want to finish setting this up from your phone?" And it integrates seamlessly
Hell
with your
yeah.
phone. So it grabs your permissions, like, okay, got this. Okay. I mean, you run. So we opened up. Well, first of all, we had to download the YouTube app onto it. So we opened that up, and we're searching, and my phone goes ding. I'm like, what? And I turn around. It's like, do you want to search from your phone instead? Just type here. Instead of doing the back and forth, you just go ahead and just type from your phone like you normally do.
Yep.
And you ready for this one? There's a microphone button on the side of the remote.
Yes.
Yeah. You can just voice interact directly with it.
Siri on your Apple TV.
And it is incredible. I mean, and it's just so freaking friendly. So it's like, oh, HBO Max, you want to download that? Okay, cool. Just approve from your phone. Click, done.
Yep.
And it pulls all your account information from your Apple account. Everything's all there. And what a contrast with what we're talking about here with Microsoft, where if you don't print off that code,
we will seamlessly destroy
if you don't
data.
paper, if you don't go to a printer and say, write this down, okay, it's like, what the heck? I mean,
Yeah, it prints out like this long. You're like, oh.
yeah, and then you got to put it in, instead of going, wait a minute, just what's your Apple ID? Okay, we got this. Done.
Well, that's where they're trying to do the Microsoft, online Microsoft account, hello, sign in. And then Microsoft realizes that people forget their password. So here, let's give them a PIN number so they can have, they can log into their computer with their PIN, which is all fine and dandy until somebody hijacks the online account, because Microsoft always has that problem. And they change their, password online, especially when it comes to Hotmail and everything like that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know,
I mean, and I'm sitting there, and it's like, you need to approve this purchase. My watch goes bzz, bzz, and I just double-click the button, and it's approved. Mm-hmm. And this is where tech needs to be. What they're doing over there is just adding more and more layers of duct tape onto something that's basically crap underneath, hoping you don't notice the seams.
All right.
So there's
we're gonna move on.
Next.
We're gonna move on to this. So I'm gonna throw Rob. We're going to the next one, but we're all gonna add in number 10 as well.
Here's a curveball.
Because it's all the same thing. So
number 10.
if you're really wanting that RTX 3060, watch out, because right now the Chinese boys and the Ukraine boys are getting ready to unload a crap load.
They have already unloaded a crap load,
and it's still going. They're still selling. So in China, I thought crypto mining was legal.
It has been.
It has been. They just shut it down recently.
They just made it illegal.
So guess what? All those graphic cards that got sucked up everywhere, now they're being sold for as little as, ready for this, as little as $450.
Unbelievable. Now they're going to have to go ahead and tell us how many hours are on the cards before we purchase them.
That's
now
correct.
They're going to have mileage.
Yep. They've got mileage. And then the Ukraine, the same.
Well, they're going to have at least 12,000 miles when they show up in the mail.
So, so this cryptocurrency mining, crypto mining, is that worldwide or just
worldwide?
So in case in the United States as well.
No.
We're not illegal.
No, it's not. It's
illegal in China because it's subverting their absolute control over their economy.
Same thing with Ukraine.
And it will probably be heading that way here. There's a lot of push.
Yeah,
I can't remember. There's so many splits and backs togethers, and we broke up, and then we were back together. We got remarried again. Whatever it is, Ukraine.
Look at how much electricity they were spending.
5,000 computers.
Look at how much money they were spending in electricity.
Is it in there?
Look at the very top. Right underneath right above the first picture. It's right above, right? Up.
Go up. There.
Right there.
Holy crap.
$186,000 to $259,300 in electricity each month.
Oh, and I guess over there, their electricity is not billed like our electricity is. It's given to you by the state because we love you.
Yes. So, I mean, it's not like they wouldn't find out.
Subversiveness.
It's not like they wouldn't find out that they were... Oh, why is your electric bill so high when you have...
Why are you paying $250,000 a month in electric?
And here's something funny. And the one in
We
Ukraine...
really have great air conditioning.
Yeah, look at the... I mean, those are just fans.
Yeah.
Well, those are fans.
Is that output fans?
I'm guessing that... Remember, we are talking about a northern climate. Okay, and so in the winters, they can probably just suck that temperature in order to cool.
It's probably cool. It's probably a cool 92 in the winter in there.
Yeah, and then all those laptops that you couldn't get a hold of,
Here they come.
Look at them.
Look at those cards.
Just a massive amount of cards.
This is incredible.
The gaming industry would like to thank you for being able to shut down the mining.
And if we check, we'll find big donations to the Chinese Communist Party from EA Games.
It's funny you just said it. If we check.
Check.
Check
Right?
Republic's next.
So now the United States
is still legal.
Mining, okay, so they're going to buy all these up.
For now, the Biden administration is looking to illegalize it because they can't get their arms around it. And here, it's like, are we supposed to be different from China? Isn't that supposed to be?
Now Biden wants to go in and criminalize it here as well.
That's part of what I'm.
Well, that's going to be kind of messed up. I mean, Norton just released that new mining function built into their antivirus. You have the antivirus running in the background, and it's mining Bitcoin for you. I mean, big deal.
Yeah, well, McAfee was going to do that, but
he got suicided.
He got suicided.
Yeah. Someone suicided him.
He got suicided.
He got railroaded.
So
Oh,
there's
boy.
that.
on the railroad?
Yeah,
or
this
he
is-
got railroaded.
Railroad.
Yeah. Now, this is a classic case of supply and demand.
Yeah.
And suddenly the supply is about to skyrocket. And so we're going to go from, $3,000 cards down to, $300 cards.
Right.
Yes,
Which is where they should be.
and everybody that purchased them online is going to be like, oh, damn it.
I better go resell mine.
my
Maybe I can
God.
return it.
I better sell mine and get my good money back before.
And then I'll go buy a
buy
cheaper one used.
So
Yeah.
not just to do a little touch up. So remember the story or the first story about Facebook? Well, now the FBI is asking people to if you have know anybody that's extremist, let us know.
Of course.
Well,
You know-
we all know that they're all
You know how many freaking
course.
phone calls they probably got to field just to find out somebody's,
Right.
over baking cookies too much? They're extremely, extremely self-conscious about their weight.
right.
Hey, the danger is real.
Oh my God, it's so.
They
crazy.
did not spell out what extremism that the
Yeah, like
person is.
extreme tanning,
I feel very
extreme LARPing.
Those are bodybuilders.
LARPing.
Anyway, so here we go. Somehow, some way that got in there.
No, that's an
wrong.
old one. Yep. All right.
I didn't get
Where
rid
you
of
headed, John? Just so we
well-
can start talking about it.
Just in case you ever wanted to
Well,
know.
Google is getting hit with
Yeah.
36
36 states.
36 states, bro.
Yes.
Bruh.
Bruh.
And yeah, there's an issue when you create what is supposed to be an open marketplace and you advertise it as such, and then you shunt your paid advertisers to the top of the list, pretending it's organic responses. And I mean, honestly, it should have happened before Europe nailed Google for it and charged them hundreds of millions of dollars in fines. I mean, just the last fine alone was, I think, $163 million that they got for, basically false advertising, fraudulent marketing. And now all the states are going after Google because I'm not even going to get into... what's the name of the researcher? I can't get right off the top of my head. Where they're showing that they are deeply manipulating results, and the changes in the market behavior as a result is to the tunes of millions of customers being shunted in different directions based upon how they manipulate the SERPs, okay, the search engine result page. And so, I mean, this is real. This is where people are going. This is what people are doing. And they think they're getting honest answers. And now we've got 36 states who have said, we're done with your lying. We're done with it. And we need to, if you aren't going to regulate yourself, you're going to put yourself
Right.
in a position where we're going to have to declare you a public utility.
Well, why can't they help do that with Yelp too?
No, we won't even talk about Yelp. That's
Because
like-
here we go. That's our platform. How is Google? Can Google argue that it's their platform? Because technically, they have their fingers in the whole World Wide Web.
well,
Yeah, they're so entwined now that
There is no particular platform.
I was talking about. I was talking actually. My niece's potential new husband, which we really like this guy, and his brother's smart cats up in Connecticut. We were all talking. What would happen if Google went down? I mean, went down. So every server they had just went kaput. You know how empty the internet would be?
for about 3 minutes until you switched over to DuckDuckGo,
Well, okay.
which has improved
I can switch over to
dramatically.
Safari or whatever.
Yeah, I
but
use Safari.
They're
Yeah.
so, Google
Yeah.
supplies so much content.
It supplies information to all these retailers.
You have no
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yep.
You have no Google searches.
Yep.
If you have websites that are built through the Google platform, which I didn't realize there was a thing, but there is a thing,
Yeah.
it would kill everything.
And if you think about that, at that point, when you have insinuated yourself by buying up your competition to the point where if you have a catastrophic failure, you pose a threat to the international economy.
Yeah.
At that point, this really does not need to be in the hands of 6 people sitting around a table going, hey, we don't like this politician. Let's just knock him right out of the world. Okay, we really need to cut corners on those servers because budgets are a little tight this month. And so we're going to buy these cheaper servers. And then it starts the catastrophic failure that we warned you about. And as long as they maintain, obscene profitability status, then they can go ahead and continue to do this. But they are at a point where you're right. It would have a catastrophic hiccup.
Yep.
Okay. In the you're talking way the hell beyond. Imagine ransomware in Google. Okay.
I dare them.
Holy crap.
I dare the hackers out there to
Oh, Jesus.
go after Google.
Oh, now you're inciting violence. You're an extremist. Hold on.
I
I
am
have to report you.
extremist.
I got to get my snitch badge today.
Snitch
There we go.
wanna
I have a golden snitch badge.
The golden snitch.
Goes right here with my Hogwarts house logo. In case you're wondering,
have mercy.
out there, that's what's on the lapel. But
funny.
no,
Golden
this is
snitch.
they're talk about too big to fail. I mean, honestly, I avoid Google like the plague.
Right.
And so I don't know how much it would actually impact. I make sure we diversify the hell out of everything. I'm even looking at there's a new bank opening up. Okay, which is being funded and being used for people who are finding themselves canceled out of their banking relationships. So we're getting a line on that one and what to do with that. We have Epic out of Europe, which was a hosting and domain name company, and they don't allow violence. They don't allow bad illegal stuff. But they're not going to come after you for actual free speech issues. You're not going to find your domain gone and seized.
Right.
So, we have to keep these things in mind that as these tech companies narrow themselves into oblivion, we have to make sure we're not standing there, with both feet on that sinking ship. So,
All right.
that's where I'm at. All right,
Speaking
what's
of-
next, sir?
Speaking of evil and going in thing, Amazon has won permission to monitor your sleep using radar.
I can't even find this article on the internet because Amazon has me blocked from being able to see anything bad about them.
Because you talk shit about them all the time.
That's the point.
You shit talker, you.
You shit talker, you. Yeah, actually,
Language.
shitheads.
Gone.
Poopy.
Poopy heads. So I cannot believe that they the FCC approved approved them to be able to do this
Why not?
because they have no business doing this.
Okay, well, who tells the SEC what to do? The administration.
The FCC.
Who bankrolled the administration? Amazon. Need we say any more?
Yeah,
It's
and then,
done.
And then
Who
Biden-
makes it illegal to question
and
the
now
election?
Biden's turning around
Oh, wait,
and
Amazon.
Now we're going to sign this. We're going to sign this bill where we're going to go after the big tech.
Yeah.
Right. And a little later.
Yeah, well,
Boss man.
the philosophy behind it is important. But I'd like people to remember for a second the truth in advertising laws.
Right.
Okay? Wow, big win for consumers. You know who wrote the truth in advertising laws?
Big tech.
Fifth Avenue advertising executives.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Madison Avenue advertising execs. And do you know why? Because it gave their claims more credibility.
True.
And you know what? I already came up with the reason why this is being done.
Why?
Because we need to monitor when you reach deep sleep, REM sleep, so we could subliminally
Tell you to
tell
buy
you
stuff.
what products to purchase
Right.
and what's
and
available
which
on
way
Amazon.
to vote, and I mean,
Wow.
what you need to be outraged about, so
Could
that you get,
imagine? I mean, Apple can track your sleep, okay, but we already know that Alexa's listening and monitoring and telling you different things that they want you to buy. So that's just right out there.
Yep.
And I can just imagine, you wake up and next thing you know, you have this sudden urge to to order something to eat.
Right. I really need to order a
thermal blanket.
thermal blanket.
I need a thermal blanket.
So,
Hold on.
All right, so we're going to get to our
All
tech
right.
fail, right? The tech fail. Now, this is my opinion on a tech fail. Facebook wants to court creators, right? I think that's going to be a tough, and I agree with the headline. It's going to be a tough sell. You bet your ass it's going to be.
It is. You know what's funny is just seeing this and you guys talking about this article. I was
Right.
inside. I was inside the Oculus and looking at different apps. And
Right.
one of them was like they have a rec room type thing, and they're trying to bring it's like a rec room type thing for creators, and they're trying to bring more
Right.
people to create things in there. And so they showed, some of the demos, and people are just turning it into a hot mess because, hey, everybody's creating some bullcrap,
Yep.
which makes no absolute sense.
It's at all.
And people were sitting there saying, well, this is all fine, but why you take away this feature and this feature just to add this? We don't want it.
Right.
You're destroying something that everybody liked just for something that you want.
Right. Yeah, to me, it's like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
You're going to be inside there, and all these ads are going to show up just enough to make you not seize up.
Oh, look, that was already done. Reason why Facebook bought Oculus was to show advertisements within the games. It's not happening. It was already talked about.
There
The
you
gaming
go.
community is already talking about it. But imagine a virtual world where you have a city where you have billboards and stuff. Now you can pay for advertising to put it right into the game. And all they have to do is say, this pixel right here belongs to this billboard, this billboard, this billboard. You now have an endless supply of, real estate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Any crackhead with a phone can go make Facebook
When I was in marketing school, okay, back in the Stone Age,
We got 30
the
seconds.
average American saw 300 advertising messages a day.
a day.
We are now at 3,000.
Well, over that a day.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hey,
think about that. Yeah.
so that's our fail for the
There
week.
we
That's
go.
our show for today and this week. We thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We know there's way more out there to watch, but you stick with us. We appreciate it. So anyway, if you had any questions, text Shamans at WeBeamTV.com. We will be glad to answer them on air or message us through Facebook Messenger, and we will, as we're making fun of Facebook, and we will get all of you. See you guys next week. Have a
Bye,
happy
everybody.
week.
We got the plans cause we are the tech shamans. We understand cause we are the tech shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Cool.